Hey, this is Patrick with the Porcupine Media, and I'm here with...
What's up, y'all? It's Keshi Killzzz. I am a musician. I also like to do visuals and photos, and you can find all my music on all streaming platforms at Keshi Killzzz, and my Instagram is Keshi Killzzz.
Yes, I'm here with Keshi Killzzz, and that's with 3 Z's on Instagram. Let's check out a little snippet of their work.
Freaks like me just wanna be like we. Cut up your magazine, turn off your TV screen. Freaks like me just wanna be like we. Cut up your magazine, stop all the censoring. I'm talking way back before you felt like crap. Like on those long walks home, ain't got no telephone. Ain't got your mom's out back so you can sneak a snack. Those simple days now haze, look how they gone away.
All right, that was Keshi Killzz's song Freaks. You can find their music on all streaming platforms, and on Instagram, it is Keshi Killzzz. On the streaming platforms, it is Keshi Killzzz with 3 Z's. Make sure to look them up. All right, I was curious, Kenshi, what is the first song you made that actually felt like you?
I think probably when I first actually started making music in general, because it was more of just me in my room by myself with like GarageBand. And so I think just like that first process of not having any expectations or any boxes like of any industry or things put in your mind. So just like having that full creativity, I think that kind of music I'm trying to kind of tap back into a little bit more and be more in that creative, like I don't really care space and I don't need to be in any specific box.
Yeah, I agree. I hate being put into boxes, so I'm on the same page with that one. For your music, when did you realize that it was more than just a hobby and it was more like your voice and your creative outlet?
I think honestly after COVID hit, that's when I really kind of locked in because I was a little more preoccupied with just kind of other extracurriculars and just sports and stuff. So once COVID hit, I kind of locked in and just created my first EP in my bedroom. It's called Bedroom Pop. And so I just like made the beats and made the songs. And from there, I think that's what really fueled my passion because just doing that every day just made me so happy. And I think just follow what makes you happy. And so I decided that I wanted to go with this route.
And there's just so many rules put on us when we make pieces of art and music. When you're in your creative process, what rules do you tend to break?
Ooh, I try to break maybe all the rules, honestly. I think art in general is a voice, especially like for nowadays. I think talking about what's going on and being the rule breakers and, you know, being rebellious and talking about what's really going on in our climate and our communities is very important. So I say whatever you like it's, people say it's like a source coming down, like whatever you feel and comes through you, you know, put that out into the world no matter what people think.
Awesome. Good response. If your art could speak, what would it say about you that you never could?
I feel like it honestly says everything, and I may not even understand it at the time I make it, but I feel like it's kind of constantly either talking maybe future me or just in the time of what I'm actually dealing with in the moment. So it's kind of, in a way, it's like therapy, because like when I'm in real-time journaling, like not writing music, it's kind of harder for me to put things together, be like, this is the issue or this is what I'm, you know, trying to work through. But like with music, I find like writing the poetry version of it and like finding in between the lines of like, oh, like this is where you're feeling like this way, and kind of connecting it that way kind of helps me. And also just like the feeling you get when you sing and rap and just the emotion that comes with that really helps as well.
Awesome. Great response. How does it feel, or what does it mean to you to be a local artist in Washington?
It means everything, honestly. I mostly am around the Seattle scene, but I've had the opportunity to come out here in Olympia, as well as the bandmates we work with, both me and Fedsoul. Shout out Gemini Wave. They're out here in Olympia and they're super dope. So just connecting, like Fedsoul said too, like connecting all the different parts, like Olympia, Tacoma, Seattle, like just everywhere around Washington. Just there's so many talented people, and especially during this time, we really need to come together. Things are definitely changing, and I think within art and the creative spaces and communities, we can really create a good space for everyone around and especially with the times right now, it's just a little scary. And you can have those spaces and try to stand up a little bit more and lock in together more as a unit instead of just trying to let other people make the decisions for us.
All right, so I'm curious, if you could pick one space for your art to live at forever, where would that be at?
I would have to pick the Seattle Mopop. It's just super iconic in general. And I think just having like a space, I don't know, maybe like a record or something there would just be the cherry on top. And I just remember going there as a kid too and just seeing all the music. And they had like a whole studio there too, which is super cool. Like you can play all the instruments. And so it's just a really cool place in general for music and like the youth. It got me excited about music for sure. So it'd be iconic, I think.
Out of all the art you've made, which piece could you just never let go of, and why?
I feel like I have a little piece of that with like everything I make, a little bit, honestly, because there's something within the process when you're making music, like especially when you're about to release, you've listened to everything like so much that sometimes like I feel like your brain kind of tricks itself, or it's just like it's just overdoing it. I feel like because when you make something off, you know, just like fresh off the studio, I'm like listening to it constantly in the car, like, oh my God, like this is my new favorite thing. So it's just kind of like, I think it's just each artist is different, but just the constant creating something new and then always having stuff in the vault and then like comparing the two is just a process in general. So I think I always have like something to say about honestly everything. And it's just like me at a point having to be like, you need to get it out. Like this just needs to get out. You can't keep toying with this. I probably wouldn't put out any music if I didn't just let it go.
All right, so you've had an album release party, you've played at multiple venues. I was curious what the most unexpected reaction you've gotten from somebody over the music that you've made. I'm curious what that was like.
Honestly, a really cool moment and just something that like, because when you're making a project, you're just so into it. You just like, that's like tunnel vision at that point. So my first album, I released Ruby Lane, and I had a release party. And so like I had all my friends, all the community come through, and it was really cool to do that and like see everyone. And like we played the whole album through, like it was all 8 songs. And then after the whole thing played through, like everyone wanted to play it again. And it just was like, it was just really like, it just touched me and it made me feel really just fulfilled to know, you know, just the work you put into it and like people receiving it and, you know, liking it. And then also just being able to break away from that tunnel vision and just like the critiques and just like trying to figure out how to like get the project together, but just fully like release and be present and be happy for what you created. And also in a space with your community, it was just a very special moment. So I'd say that probably was, yeah, really nice.
All right, so I'm curious, if your life had a song on repeat, what song would that be?
I would pick Roy Ayers, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. That song, anytime I hear it, it just instantly puts me in a good mood. And I do really love the sunshine. And I do think it makes people feel a little bit better and makes people smile and want to talk to you more. So I just like that aspect of how it just brings life into people.
So when you're in your music creating process, do you make music to be remembered or more understood?
I feel like within music, it's an interesting process in how time works, especially within the 3D. It's like certain things you write right now can make sense to you, you know, but then no one else around you gets it. But then like in the next 10 years or whatever, like people are like, wait, this was really good. Or like they were talking about some stuff kind of thing. So I definitely think it's how people are viewing it at the time and their own views. And I think it's just really important for the artists in general and themselves to just continue writing and making what's really true and authentic to themselves, because you never know what people are really going to resonate with, and then also when they're going to need it in what time period. Because, you know, like revolutionary music, like that was a really big time and era to push that kind of energy into the world, you know, to really make a change. So it's just kind of, I feel like, yeah, I don't know the word to say of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not juxtaposition, but it's like just very like up to you, I guess, in a way to like figure out what makes sense for yourself and what you like and remember, you know, kind of thing.
All right, well, that concludes my interview with Keshi Killzzz with 3Zs. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And honestly, I wish I had more people to interview. Please, if you're seeing this, just DM me. We can interview you with the same exact setup. If you're a local business, let me know. We will come by your shop. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It's really simple. We do more than just interviews. We provide media services, video production, live streaming, music videos. There's just so many awesome things that we do. So yeah, please just reach out and I will check in with you all later.